What's up, y'all? Noah here. Today I'm gonna talk about Hellboy: The Crooked Man. So if you guys didn't know, um, they released a Hellboy reboot. How do you get this Hellboy reboot? You have to buy it on a digital storefront. So that means I bought it on Amazon Prime. You can buy it on Apple TV Plus. You can buy it on any. You can buy it on iTunes. You can buy it on any digital storefront. And it's $20, and it's worth it. In my opinion, I think this movie, Hellboy: The Crooked Man, is the best Hellboy movie we've gotten. Right now, I haven't read that many Hellboy comics, but this got me very interested in reading the comics because um, the creator was involved, Mike, Mike Mignola, Mike Mignola, Mike Mignola, right? He was involved in it. The whole cast they got to play each character in it. They're completely unknown. I think the guy that plays Hellboy has done a few things, but I don't know his name. So, but the cast is incredible. If this is a horror movie through and through, right? A horror movie where Hellboy still beats the shit out of things, but it is a horror movie, right? And the cool thing is, it takes place in the Appalachian woods, so it's like um, it's like taking place in the deep south, right? So you have like a lot of southern horror that they rely on, like and stuff like that to scare you. And this movie is tense, bro. Like it is tense and gripping and I wasn't expecting to like this movie. Well, I was expecting to like it, but I wasn't expecting to say it's the best Hellboy movie that we've ever gotten. Right? Like for me when I went into this movie, I'm like cuz I saw one of the YouTubers that I watch uh he's a massive Hellboy fan and he said, "Oh, this Hellboy movie's decent." I liked it way more than he did, but for me, keep in mind, I know who Hellboy is. I respect Hellboy. I've played Hellboy's video games. I think he's a really, 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 really cool character. But I haven't read much of the BPRD comics or the Hellboy comics. So, but if this is comic book Hellboy, excuse me, I want to read those comics. So basically, the plot of this story is Hellboy's been doing like helping the BPRD with stuff for I think like multiple years at this point because this isn't an origin film, so it's not like Hellboy 1 or Hellboy for reboot with David Harbour, right? He's been doing it for a bit, helping them out with stuff, right? Because he's already known to the world. Like they even say, "Oh, we saw you on a magazine cover," and they call him Big Red and stuff like that. And with this Hellboy, what I like is he actually got emotional. Like the scenes in this where the actor, again, I don't know his name, was like crying and some there's some pretty fucked up stuff that happens in this movie. I'm just letting you guys know. It says it's 16 plus, but I would say it's rated R, right? Because this movie covers things like mental health and um like uh it covers like uh it's kind of like a mix. Well, it is a mix between a straight horror movie and a comic book movie, right? So he's still beating people up. He has his big magnum pistol that he pulls out, and that still packs a punch. And then he has arm, his uh, his arm gauntlet that he uses to, right? This Hellboy though is very tall and very very he has a great Hellboy voice, and I hope we see more of this Hellboy. So that's why I wanted to make this video just to gush about this movie. My and this is a low budget movie, y'all, but they use the budget that they do have really, 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 really well. Like you can't tell that it's a low. Well, you can tell that it's like, but it's like a very. It's like a expensive HBO pilot, right? So um you know that it's a lower budget film, but they use the budget really well. Like when they use the CG effects and when they use like uh there's a I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but there's a very 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 unique scene with a snake. Um that's very very unique. And then there's a scene with a raccoon. I hate raccoons. Besides Sly Cooper, shout out to Sly Cooper, but I hate raccoons. There's a very terrifying scene with a raccoon. There's a very terrifying scene with a snake. Um, there's a scene where Hellboy's with so the three leads of this are Hellboy, his friend Joe, and who's the rookie character in this. Like she's never done field work. Um, and this guy named Tom Farrell, right? And they have to go into a church, and there's a reverend there, there's a priest there, right? And basically the church gets swarmed by a bunch of uh, witches and things that look like zombies, right? So the the priest like blesses a a a, a, a wooden beam, and then you see this fiery cross. Hellboy picks it up, and he goes ape shit on the zombies, and it's really cool to watch. That's probably my favorite scene. All the action is done really well in this movie, and the emotional scenes. Now, the emotional scenes, especially with Hellboy, which I was not expecting. Like, I think of Hellboy like with Ron Perlman, but now I think of this Hellboy because this is so good, and yeah. So I strongly recommend you watch this movie. Again, if you want to watch this movie, you can buy it for $20 on Amazon, on Apple, on any digital storefront, and I strongly recommend you do. And if there are sequels to this movie, or if this movie gets turned into or if this is a start of a new Hellboy universe, then yeah. So then I will be covering it. And I really like Hellboy. I think he should be more like. I think they should do like a big budget AAA video game on him, and because his mythology is very very interesting from what I have read, and this movie just proves that. So again, this is my favorite Hellboy movie out of the four movies that we've gotten, and I would give this movie a 10 out of 10. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.